Hey, listen to Commander Cookout Podcast, episode 402. I'm Brando. I'm here with Ryan, and we're going to welcome you to Jurassic Park. Now, hit our theme song! Hey, Ryan. We're back for yet another whirlwind adventure. How you doing?
Good. What is going down?
Whole ton is going down. The production value behind the scenes is... The wheels are falling off.
For people who aren't watching on YouTube,
Which you should be.
Brando started to do the show before I started the camera.
Yes, which it is what it is.
Yeah, here we are.
But you know what? Now that we're on the show, we're going to tell some stories. We're going to talk about Lost Caverns of Ixalan, the Hollow Earth, super duper dino vampire merfolk, whatever the other people's is, set. And before we get to any of that, we have to thank our official business daddies, FusionGamingOnline.com, their source for all your gaming needs, and the third best thing to come out of Regina, a pile of bones for sending us beer sometimes.
Ooh, yeah. Hey, I got two things.
Okay.
First thing, FusionGamingOnline.com.
Great place to go buy singles.
I went there, bought singles from Lost Caverns of Ixalan to
shit.
paint on our Facebook page for the Facebook altars.
Every Thursday.
Every Thursday. Link will be on the screen if you're watching on YouTube. Link below if you're listening on your phone or wherever.
Yep.
I used CCO Summer promo code at checkout. Got a discount.
You mean to tell me that you went to a website that sold magic cards you were going to buy anyway?
Yep.
And using a simple promo code, you paid less money for them?
Yes, I typed in like 8 letters and hit enter and saved money.
Wow.
It's that easy.
It's what? It's magic.
Yep. Now,
Magic.
another thing, because this is a review show, we usually get more people who listen to the review shows, even though this is not really a review. We get more people that tune into these shows.
Yeah.
If you're new to the nation, welcome. Also, F you for being here.
Mm-hmm.
You can use CCO Perks promo code. You're going to get 10% store credit kickback onto your Fusion account when you do, when you spend over 100 Canadian dollars or more.
That's like 18 freedom units.
Yes. If your currency is Bald Eagle, then you will have to spend less.
Yes.
And yes, they ship to America. They ship everywhere.
Yeah.
They're one of the biggest online retailers in Canada for gaming and gaming supplies. That's like D&D, Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh, Magic, singles, game supplies. They got it all. They ship everywhere.
They even have empty boxes that those big, stupid, super secret layers used to come in. Remember those?
Yeah.
It's like 8 cereal boxes stacked on top. You want one of those? They will hook you up.
Yeah.
No cards in them, but they're there. I think if you go to the store, they give them to you for free, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, if you have like a big order and they need to put a box together for you, they just stuff it. Hey, we got this old secret layer box. You could fit your refrigerator in it if you got to take it to the dump. Anyway, second big thank you. Brando mentioned it. Pile of Bones. They're this year's Sidewalk Slam sponsor, and we like them. We always indicate that they are the second best thing that comes out of Regina, next to our friend Keel.
Oh, yeah.
And Peter Prokop, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's like first best A.
Yes.
And then Pile of Bones, they're great. Link to them will be in the show notes below if you want to try them out. If you're, I guess, anywhere in Western Canada, they distribute pretty good. Yeah.
Yeah, I see them around lots of places.
Yep. So we got a couple little podcasting businesses, and then we're going to jump right into Lost Caverns, which I have kind of a weird gripe.
Oh.
Which feels like a you gripe,
Yeah,
but
that
today
sounds-
it's going to be me.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Okay, all right.
so
I'm excited for
a little bit
this.
opposite land here. But before we get to it, though, couple things.
Okay.
Fall and winter line, CommanderCookout.com. We got the toques. We got the safety orange hunting toques. We got the pom-pom beanie like Tim Horton style toques.
Sure. Does the orange one have a pom-pom on top?
No, the orange one is just like... whick.
See, if the orange one had a pom-pom, it would be extra safe.
Oh, yes.
There would be so much safety involved. But if it was any more safe, the animals would see you.
Yes.
And then, like, in addition to the other hunters out there.
I got an idea.
Right. We don't want anybody to get shot.
Buy 2 toques, an orange one and like a black or gray one with the pom-pom.
Right.
Cut the pom-pom off, then you have a pom-pomless black one, and you sew the pom-pom onto the orange one.
Ooh.
How many more times can I say pom-pom in one sentence?
Well, I think at least that last one, which is great. And that's a really good idea also.
That would look sharp.
It's one of the easiest sewing things you can do.
I even
Sewing
fixed my son's hockey toque.
Into any knit thing, so easy to fix. Anybody can do it, and you get that sense of accomplishment from like mending your own clothes.
Yeah.
And there's something to be said about that.
Yeah, there you go. I take my pants, in the crotch rips, I take them to my sewing guy. He fixes my pants.
Oh.
Yeah, I got some good pants, hey, and good pants are hard to find.
Yeah, I don't have good pants.
You don't got good pants?
I have shitty pants. When my pants fall apart, I just buy new ones.
That means something else.
Yeah.
Specifically when talking about pants.
Yes, with me.
When I get shitty pants, I just get a new pair until they get shitty too.
I just yeet them over the fucking balcony. That's what I do.
Oh man, still my favorite Uncle Brando story. The time he pooped somebody else's pants. I probably tell that story to my son once a month.
What a good story, though.
Dad, tell me the time about when Brando pooped somebody else's pants and threw them over the balcony. If you don't know that story, you haven't been part of the nation long enough, and you should stay.
Yes, because we will tell it again.
You should stay and become a Patreon supporter.
Ooh, that's a good
yeah. Patreon.com/CCO Podcast. You can go there. If you've got a couple bucks a month, it goes a long way to helping us expand the content that's coming out in the new year. There is some expenses involved with that. Like I got to add like Tyler and Mac to our online design account. There's extra money there, additional bandwidth and hosting, blah, 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 all that stuff,
Yeah, it's internet things.
Yeah, kind of sucky. And it doesn't cost all of those people, like the people who provide that online service, it doesn't cost them anymore.
I wish I thought of
They're
that.
just freaking charging more.
Like, what a racket to be in. You don't do really anything. You just have to keep a computer tower cold, right?
Pretty much.
Is basically what you do.
That's
you
pretty much 100% of all that they do.
I don't know. Like, what else do? They just own a bunch of the internet, and then we put our stuff on it, and then they take our money.
Yes.
Like, I want to do that.
Yes.
It's like owning a self-storage business.
Yes.
Or one of those businesses where you get them to give you a bunch of money, and then you keep some of it, and then give somebody else the money to do the job.
Oh, like a bank? Or like that's what lawyers do when they sell houses.
It's something like that.
When they write up a housing contract.
Like what ideally my ideal job would be somebody would give me a bag of money. I would reach my hand into it, pull a bunch of the money out, and then just give the bag of money to somebody else, but keep that money that I took.
It's literally what lawyers do.
Like that's what I want.
That's what lawyers do. You should become a lawyer. Can you imagine?
Ooh.
We're going to settle this out of court. Uncle Brando and a bunch of his brash taunter friends show up and just beat somebody up like Peter Schmidt on Family Guy beating up Peter on the sidewalk.
Yes.
Oh yeah. Anyways, Patreon, if you want to get finger blasted in our Discord, and of course the best benefit planning underway, house booked for CCO Experience Chicago.
And I convinced at least one house member to go to the poop fountain.
Oh.
So if you are going to be in Chicago, there will be a poop fountain. And if you're not going to be there, which is too bad, I promise I will take a picture and put it on my Twitter, CCO Brando, of me in front of a fountain that looks like a piece of shit.
Yes. You know what? There's actually going to be a lot of national lights there because it is centrally located. There's national lights that are going to be in a bunch of different houses that we're all going to meet up with, and the CCO crew is going to be like bigger than ever at this one.
Are we going to eat pizza?
We've got to eat something.
Well, because it's one of those things, like Chicago-style pizza.
Yeah.
I think that would be fun.
Okay, I got you. In the nation, whether you're a patron in the Discord, whether you follow us on Twitter, or whether you interact with us at some other place, maybe on YouTube in the comments, you let us know downtown Chicago, like close to the convention center, because we're going to have one car officially, one other driver unofficially, and it's the middle of frickin' February in the Windy City. So let us know somewhere that's like good pizza walking distance.
Yeah, and I don't know what Chicago-style pizza is, and I don't want to know. I want to be surprised, but...
So it could be anything?
If it looks like a lasagna, that's what I want. Well, there's a Chicago-specific pizza,
yes,
and I want that.
Yes, if you said if it looks like lasagna, I want that, then you already know what it is.
Is it super thick pizza? Oh, baby!
Yeah.
I hate when you go, we're going to get New York-style pizza.
And it's like a paper.
It's like one pepperoni stretched across like a bread crust. Well, you fold it in half and stick it in your... Why did I pay $18 for this?
Because New York.
Fuck.
Because New York.
Man.
Okay. Last way to support the show, if you don't want to do it on CommanderCookout.com because you're cheap and don't like cool merch, or if you don't want to be a patron, you can go to coffee.com/CommanderCookout, make a one-time donation.
Or if you're watching on YouTube, which you should be, like I said earlier, you can defecate on the subscribe button, and that also helps out lots. So if you're not gonna if you don't have money, you can have one button push.
Business daddies, that's all they care about.
Yeah, everybody loves pushing buttons. Also, like you get to push a button, and then we get to benefit from you pushing the button, and you get to push the button. So
Last week's winner
of the booster pack game, you can win a super sweet sticker pack, an extra dope token pack, or a fucking pack of cards.
Yeah,
whatever.
Regular old pack of Magic cards. Whatever. Anyways, they guessed Francisco Foul Marauder.
What?
The bird.
Oh yeah, man, that bird
Jesus
is so
Christ,
cool.
Brando.
Yeah.
Winner on YouTube. This is their @username handle guy.
Okay.
Hunter McKenzie 4204. I think we know him.
Hunter McKenzie.
Hunter McKenzie.
Okay.
Hunter Hurst McKenzie. HHM.
That's a pretty good one.
HHK.
I like that.
Yeah.
Commander Cookout @gmail.com. Send us your full mailing address, including your postal code, zip code, all that shit.
Yep.
And what you want, and then we'll send you that thing.
Yep.
That's what you get.
Okay. The BBO of CCO.
Yes.
Brando's box opening. When that coming?
We are opening box on Friday,
Yep.
like this coming Friday, because they were delayed again in transit coming from the West Coast. They got to get their shit together so that I can get my stuff, and it will be up whenever it gets processed. I'd imagine quickly over the weekend.
Shortly after that. Yeah, so I guess that's the first thing that we can maybe touch on with caverns? Lost Caverns?
Lost Caverns of Ixalan.
Lost Caverns of Ixalan is product delays. This is the second set in a row, right?
Yeah.
For us anyways. I don't know if it's like that for everybody because a lot of people in the nation have been posting like pulls on Discord or Twitter or whatever.
Yeah,
But we're delayed.
It sucks.
Yeah, is anybody else delayed? I guess let us know in the comments.
Yeah, like I kind of got it with the Doctor Who stuff because like it's a different sort of release maybe.
Yeah.
So maybe the distributors weren't ready for it because they don't know what the hell's up. They just buy boxes and sell them to other people. They take money out of the bag when it gets past them.
Yeah.
So maybe they just didn't get it. But with this one, I figured they'd be ready and everything would come in on time. I was wrong. But whatever, we'll get it and it's going to be good and I'm going to get just rolled because there's a lot of there's a lot of filler here, my man.
Is there?
Oh yeah.
I guess that's the next thing. Is
it's a standard set. There's a lot of
it's a standard set. Now, a little bit last week when we talked about the legends, we touched on the new mechanics or new keywords or whatever, like descend and discover, which is kind of like cascade. Yeah. Did we talk about craft? Craft feels like
crap.
Yeah, crap.
I hate it. I think that craft is the one that made me kind of. I think that I dislike craft so much. That's why I dislike some of the other ones as much as I do. I don't like it.
Craft is like craft with an artifact means you have this thing that has craft with an artifact, and you have to pay a cost and sacrifice it and exile another artifact in play or from your graveyard. And then you transform this thing that has craft into its backside.
We're trying to find one.
And I've got one in front of me. This is from the mechanics article. This is Idol of the Deep King. This is Idol of the Deep King.
Right,
okay, that was funnier than I thought. Then I coughed. Sorry, everybody. Okay, flash artifact. Oh, the Deep King's a flasher.
Of course he is. Of course he is.
Red 2. When it enters the battlefield, it deals 2 damage to any target. Sure. Also, craft with artifact red 2, which means red 2, exile this artifact, exile another artifact you control or one from your G, and then it transforms into Sovereign's... what the hell is that word?
I can't see it from here.
Oh, man. That's got to be some kind of a weapon.
What's the picture? Is it? It looks
like
a
sword.
Or a plate.
It looks like a chainsaw sword.
Ooh, that's kind of neat. I like that.
Okay, anyways, it transforms into an equipment with equip 2, +0, and when it enters the battlefield, target creature, you could attach it to a target creature.
Is that a common?
Yes.
Fuck.
Yes. Well, It's not like you're ever going to play that.
I know.
Right?
That's the point.
It costs 6 mana, and then it auto-equips, but you got to sacrifice a thing, which means you have to pay this.
Which means you have to have a thing that you have to pay. That's why I don't... And a lot of the good ones, to get the good thing, it's like... There's one of them that has craft with 4 different types of thing.
Yes.
So it's like you have to remove a creature and an artifact and a planeswalker and another thing.
That's like the captain guy, right?
And it costs you like 100.
Yep.
And then you got to hope somebody doesn't blow it up with a 1 mana instant or just tertiarily kill it.
Lots of upfront cost to craft, hey?
Yeah, and then you got to pay more to activate. It's like, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, are we going to see that? I don't know if we are.
Some of them are neat, I guess, but for the most part, I think that they're trash.
Yeah, so needless to say, double-face cards are back in full force. I've got a funny story with Growing Rights of Ixalan.
Oh, man.
You go, why do they got to print this with a bunch of mushroom man on it? Because now, obviously, you need it.
Well, I want it so bad, because I like it's on the screen right now if you're watching on YouTube. Look, it's got a bunch of little mushroom men, and they're dancing, having fun.
So I'm going through this set. And you know when you get on a roll and you're reading all the cards on Scryfall, eventually you look at the mana cost and like what the card does, and then you move on. Oh, that's good. No, that's not good. You move on, right?
Yeah.
So I'm reading when enters battlefield and you search top 4, get a creature. Okay, when you have 4 guys, it flips and then it flips over. Add a green for each creature. Wow, that's really good. That's like Sword Academy, or I mean, that's like Guy's Cradle. Like, what the fuck? What card is this? Oh, it's Growing Rights to Ixalan. Oh, they reprinted that. Cool.
Oh, I need.
Moving on.
So but now I want the mushroom one, but I already went to the trouble. I got the treasure chest map one that has a little map one.
That one's cooler, dude.
Which is so dope.
Play that one. That one's cooler.
And then I also got the one, like the judge gift one that has the dinosaurs on it.
That one's better too.
I know, but I like the little mushroom man. They're
Who cares?
So fun.
Yeah, fuck them.
I like them.
Fuck them.
They're just dancing. I like that they're dancing. That's why I like it, I think. If we just had mushroom man, I wouldn't like it as much. But dancing is dancing. Where should we go from here? Should we go to...
You know what? Okay, let's talk a little bit about collecting this set, because
holy shit.
It's challenging, it's difficult. I want to take this top-down approach to these set reviews because one of our new products is going to be a deeper dive in the new year with Mac.
Yeah.
And we want to talk a little bit about the art style and where to get them, because I don't know if it's clear from the article. They have it all broken down. But if you're in the LGS, if you're standing there and saying, hey, I want to get one of these dinosaurs, how come this foil one is so much more? Or how come nobody has this Jurassic Park one in stock? Because that it matters where it comes from.
Yeah.
Right? It's like trying to get a full art foil, the One Ring. They only came in the Commander deck sample packs.
Yeah.
That's why the foil full art ones are like $1,000 versus the regular ones being like $60.
Yeah.
So tell me what you think about the showcases and where to find them.
Okay, the showcases I think are great. I'm going to start off with that. I like that. We looked up the word. What's the word?
Well,
Motec?
The borderless Oltec cards.
Oltec, there we go.
Is what they call them, but I think the real word is Olmec, which is a Mesoamerican style of mask or motif that they put onto statues and buildings and doors and stuff. I'm not 100% versed in it, so I don't want to say the wrong thing. But in Magic, they're called Oltec.
And they're unique. And they're super cool. I like them a lot. I think that, if you don't like them, you don't like them. But I think you probably will like them because they're bright and colorful and really cool.
Yes.
And then we got the watercolor dinosaurs that kind of look like they remind me of the...
Oh, okay.
Like those 80s books that you used to get from the library.
Yes.
And they're so old and shitty before we knew what dinosaurs looked like. And they just had little paintings of them because there was no pictures of anything.
Yeah, okay. Are those the same things? Are the Oltec ones and the watercolor dinosaur ones in the same slots?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And the dinosaurs, there's 13 of them.
Yep.
And they range anywhere between common and mythic, right?
Uncommon and mythic, I believe.
Okay.
Oh, no, there is a common.
Common to mythic. And the Oltec ones with like the masks, those are like the planeswalkers and the mythic demons. Like those are the chase cards, right?
Besides the Jurassic Park stuff, yes.
Okay. Yes. And those come in collectees only?
You can get those also in set boosters.
Okay.
I think you might be able to get those in draft boosters as well. They show up.
Well, Oltec ones are in collectees, setties, and draftees. Okay.
And they'll show up in set and draft boosters where that card would normally show up, but you'll get a different one.
Oh, okay. Like a common slot, uncommon slot. You'll just get a showcase version of it.
Yeah, and then in the collector's one, I believe there's one slot that is an uncommon one all the time. I think there's only one of those in this set because there's so many specific slots where you get so many specific things.
Yep.
Usually there's 2 of those. You get a foil and a non-foil. I believe in this one you just get a non-foil.
Okay.
I believe.
Oh man, see, like
you need Venn diagrams to explain this shit.
Is why when you open up cards, sometimes a foil uncommon now is worth more than a foil rare because you've got 3 or 4 rare slots in collector packs, but you only got like 2 uncommon slots, right?
Yeah, see that the green dinosaur that makes all of your historic things into 7/7s from Doctor Who?
Yes.
Why is it $30? It's an uncommon. Because it's an uncommon and there was only 1 slot you could get it in.
Yeah. Okay. So extended arts only come in collectors. Neon ink cards, which is another thing they're trying first time since Kamigawa.
Yeah,
Neon Dynasty.
And those are they're not going to show up often. Those are like less than 1% of packs. They're going to show up very, very rarely, akin to a serialized card. More often than a serialized card, but that's the rare. Like you're not going to open the Mana Crypt, probably.
Yes, those are in some collector booster packs, and there's a Mana Crypt and a Cavern of Souls, right?
Yes.
Those are the 2 cards.
Yeah.
I wonder, do we know how many of those were inserted? Like, they're not serialized like the Lord of the Rings Elf and Dwarf and Man Soul Ring. They weren't serialized, but we knew that there was 3,000 elf ones.
Right.
Right? Do we know that with the Neon
I
ink
haven't
ones?
I haven't heard. I have heard that the neon inks are going to be ascending rarity like they did with the Heartless Hidetsugu or whatever his name was. So all the rainbow one that has all of the colors present, that's the most rarest one.
Ooh, that's the good one. How much do you think? $1,000?
Probably
$2,000?
I would imagine.
I bet you it'll be closer to 3.
It'll be several zeros.
Yes.
More than you will probably want to spend on a Magic card. And then I don't remember the colors in descending order, but I know that the yellow one, if you want a yellow one, if you have a premium store nearby, they're going to be an in-store promo. So your store will have those for you if you want the yellow one. So those are the 2 that I know.
Couple $100, I bet you, to start, like the alternate art Sauron of many colors that you won from, or that you would get from being a top 8 at like a store championship.
Correct.
Oh, sorry.
It's all good.
Top 8 at a store championship for people who that totally triggered. Sorry.
But yeah, so there's lots of, and then there's the Jurassic Park cards as well. Those I think show up. Are they only in collector packs or are they in set boosters as well?
Jurassic World Collection set and collector.
There we go.
In some set boosters, in every collector booster.
And you get 1 in every collector booster, and it might be non-foil, it might be foil, it might be foil with the Jurassic Park logo embossed on it. Those are the big Chase super duper ones.
Those are like the ones with the ampersand from D&D?
Yes-ish. A little more common than that, but that is the thing.
Dude, I want one of those.
And in those, you can also get one of the fucking basics.
In that slot?
Yeah.
Oh, so, those Jurassic Park basics, though, those are going to be expensive.
Those are cool, but it's a $30 Canadian pack that you can get 2 basic lands in. Right?
This is the same as playing roulette, like putting $100 down on red and it landing on black.
Yeah,
you are fucking out of money.
Yes.
I'm glad that we're at a point that we can just acknowledge that this is legalized gambling and we can laugh about it.
Yeah, we can.
Because we know what it is now. We know that you could spend $30 on it because you know your good friend Ryan's not gonna.
Yep.
And you're going to get 2 basics, and we're all going to frickin' laugh at you, drink a bunch of beer, and that's our entertainment for the night.
Yeah.
And you know what? God dang it. I'm okay with this because you know what? That's frickin' funny.
It is funny.
That's frickin' funny.
It is fun. I'll admit it. It's fun.
You've gone full circle. You're back to
it's because it's
loving
fun
to
now.
hate packs because you don't do basics.
It's because it's fun again.
Oh, man.
Am I going to open 2 basics in this one?
Oh, man. What year is it?
Am I going to get 7 or 8 land in this Doctor Who collector pack?
Uncle Brando opening or making packs great again since 2023. Uncle Brando's Basic Land Emporium.
Choo choo.
Oh.
Yeah, open Monday to Wednesday, 3:30 in the afternoon till 7 at night because that's all the time I have.
That's all the butt pounding time he has.
Yeah.
Just looks like soup by the end of the day. Let's jump over to some cards and talk about. Let's look at more showcase styles. We'll have them on the screen. Joe's great for that. We'll talk a little bit more about the set as we kind of work through some of the cards.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, we're back. Welcome to Uncle Brando's Butt Pounding Emporium. I have at least one card out of each color that I had selected, but you have all of the showcases right in front of you, the dinosaurs and stuff. So let's cover those first. We'll show a couple more of those on the screen. Which one's your favorite?
My favorite one, as far as looks go, like just to kind of look and have, because I really like these, is Itzaquinth, firstborn of Gishath.
Oh man, there's a mouthful.
I
hey?
love the picture on, because it's like a little baby dinosaur that makes bigger dinosaurs fight his battles for him, because
Yes.
he's like the little princeling that's all too cool for
And
school.
look at Gishath back there.
And
hey,
Gishath
just
is
ready to chomp.
just ready to beat wholesale ass. And they got like mohawks and shit, because he's a little punk.
Those,
I like it.
Man, those are such 1983 painted in a dinosaur book in the library
Yep.
pieces of art.
They're so
I
good.
love those. The more I look at them, the more I like them.
I like everything about them. And that card itself isn't great, but I love the picture on it. And I do intend to get one of each of these 13 cards and then be really pissed off that they won't all fit on one binder page. I'm pretty pissed off
You
about
got like
that.
the 4 wide binder page, right? So
Yeah.
it's like 3x4.
Yeah.
I was like, Uncle Brando, binder page, you got 9. your math's wrong.
And then initially I was like, oh, maybe I can fill in the gap, because I'll have like that 11 card gap.
Yes.
With all the coin cards I'm going to get, because I was promised those, right?
Whoopsies.
Oh. That does bug me. That does actually bug me, because they did it for 2 sets where everything from Ixalan
Yep.
had that special treatment where they were the little gold, like the conquistador coin or whatever.
Yep.
And then they just didn't do it here. And I know that they said
go down to them and what are they now?
They're
like amulets or like symbols or motifs that you can find on temple doors,
I guess,
or they're
like,
representations of those 5 flip gods that we got, right?
I guess so.
What are we looking at
Like
with
one
these?
of them's like a bunch of, like, it's like one of those dolls, that the Russian dolls that get bigger with a smaller doll inside.
Except this is
Except
a
it's
Mesoamerican one.
Except it's faces, and then one of them's like a snake head, and then there's a bat and a flaming skull and a bug
And Venusaur.
and then a skeleton. But none of them are coins, so they don't. And they don't even all look the same as each other. They have the same border, but like even the art styles on the individual
Yeah.
cards don't really look similar. They're not cohesive to me.
I wonder what they're supposed to represent. Like, I know, of course, they're gods, and there's probably some connection to real Mesoamerican gods. And if that's even the right cultural word.
I feel like, because when you flip them over, they're all temple walls.
Yep.
I would imagine that these things that are on the front would probably be found somewhere in the temple pictured on the back.
Yes.
Whether it be on the cave painting or what have you.
Are they supposed to
whatever.
be like amulets that you would find or be displayed in a museum? Like, hey, rub this guy's skull and he like comes to life.
Oh, and he
stuff.
gives you a wish.
Yeah.
Oh, that'd be cool.
Right?
Yeah, I'm not sold, and I'm bummed that I didn't get my coins. Like, I had, again, in my collecty binder,
Fucking Brando.
I have, like I said, I bought a secret lair specifically
Yeah.
so I get the Nezahal coins so I can have all of them.
These ones will still go with them though. Like they're still cool.
They are cool, but
here. You know what? Let's compress all of our criticisms into one place so we can finish strong with all the cards we like.
Oh, I like that.
Okay,
yeah.
so we flip these showcase amulet temple things over, and they look like the interior of temple with like hieroglyphs or temple wall paintings and stuff.
Yeah.
Feels very Indiana Jones.
Also,
Right?
yes.
Feels very explorer, like rub this golden skull, pull this bat's dink, and the door opens, right?
Yeah. Push the brick in and all the
Yeah,
poison
all
arrows
the
shoot you.
spikes, and then there's even a card with like rolling, cutting wheels and stuff.
Yeah, I think there is a giant rock, isn't there, that rolls
And there's
and gets
also
you?
a giant rock, a la Indiana Jones, and I'm reminded of our first trip to Zendikar, OG Zendikar. Remember, it was all about exploring in this ancient world. It feels a little bit Zendikar on steroids. Zendikar recycled. Zendikar, this is what we should have done. This is explorer Indiana Jones trope.
Yeah.
Okay, sure.
Sure, you can do that. I'll buy that.
Now, in the world of Ixalan, as part of its design, we've got the Mesoamerican culture and art, and I hope for people who this matters to that they did a better job at it this time than OG Zendikar or OG Ixalan.
Yeah, well, I've been hearing really good things on social media. Lots of people seem to be pumped about it.
I have too, and I actually talked in Las Vegas with Miguel, one of the designers, one of the world builders for Ixalan, who is very much from this culture, and like the guy like shed a tear when he was talking about how much love him and his colleagues poured into building this world.
That's pretty cool.
Super cool. Okay, but part of its design, you've got the Mesoamerican culture, you've got dinosaurs, you've got the vampire conquistadors, you've got the merfolk, you've got this explorer Indiana Jones trope that just fits with the temples and the jungle.
Right.
So that's 5 things.
Even though they're underground now.
And now we've got this upside down, what is it called?
Hollow Earth
world. That's 6 things. How many more things are we going to fit into Ixalan? And that doesn't even count the neon inks and the special stuff and the
Jurassic Park
fucking Park. That's 7, right? Like, how many things are we putting into this? It almost feels like WotC's shooting their load on all this, all on one set, and it's not even that powerful good of a set. You know?
Yes, correct.
Now,
and at least when they did it with March of the Machines, it kind of made sense because they're pulling aspects from all these different worlds.
Yes.
Whereas this one, it's just one world, and they've smashed everything into it.
Yeah, it feels a little bit like Dominaria in that regard. Remember in 2017, when we went back to Dominaria and we got, oh, this is Shiv, and this is Teleria, and this is Keldon, and this is all of the different stuff through Magic's history. We got all those things, but it felt cohesive and it felt very grounded and rooted in Magic history.
Yeah.
This feels like because there isn't a bunch of history, they're fabricating one.
Just making it up as they go.
They're fabricating it all at once, and it feels like there's a lot going on. And I say that like in addition to saying, and the set's not even that good. What I mean is there doesn't seem to feel like any huge powerhouse format warping stuff in this.
And of course there are cards that are going to have a high price because people are after them.
Oh yeah, of course.
Of course there's like the token tripler and all that like of course there are those cards before anybody gets mad at us for saying there aren't.
Yeah.
But I don't think this is going to be one of those sets where all of a sudden the energy deck is out of control.
Yeah.
Right? Like Discover breaks the game wide open. Like it's a bunch of sky is falling stuff like with Void Mirror.
There's no the One Ring in this set.
Correct.
Right? There's no Orcish Bowmasters. There's no I guess the token tripler, and I mean that's a cool card.
I don't think that you're going to see that show up with the same kind of frequency as Bowmasters or especially the One Ring because it's not as strong. And I think as people play it, it'll go the same way as what's that card from Capenna that everybody was just rock hard about?
Bootlegger's Stash.
Yeah. And it'll just, oh man, this just makes me win more. I'm just going to play it. I'm just going to jack up the price of Anointed Procession again.
Yeah.
I'm going to get Modulock or whatever the hell that other one was and play him instead because he's better. Like, that's what you're going to see, I think. Let's talk about, you said we're going to get the negatory out of the way.
Sure.
Let me hit you with my big complaint about this set. My big one. The Commander decks.
Oh, yeah. Okay, the precons.
Yeah, my specific complaint with the precons. And we can actually point back to a little CCO content on this one, Ryan. If you go back in the archive, you're going to find a deck that we built years ago. Literal years ago.
Okay.
For Grimlock.
Yep.
And if you look at that deck list and have it up on the screen, and you look at the precon, and take out the 10 cards that are new for the precon, it's the same deck. It's the exact same deck. There's nothing, like, there's all these updated dinosaurs from the set, from previous sets. None of them are present. If you look at, and the same is true for a lot of the vampires, like, all the vampires are kind of old and sort of dated almost. But there's so many new ones here that we could have had. And we just don't. I don't want to say that Dockside Extortionist was turned into an Ixalan goblin when it was released as a box topper super duper promo in Ultimate Masters, but he sure didn't show up in the Commander deck here, did he?
No.
Yeah. You know what we got instead? Breaches. And not even the new Breaches. We got the old one. Right. And I think that That to me, that's a disservice. Like, give us some commons or uncommons from the new set, especially when we're coming off of Doctor Who, where you got everything, right? You got everything, and everything in the set was some kind of exciting thing in some way. Whereas this one, you're paying, using Canadian pricing, you're paying $50 to $65 for one of these decks, and you're getting shit that you already have because a lot of it is bulk.
You know
Verdant
what?
Sun's
A little
dinosaur?
bit?
Like, get out of here.
A little bit. I have to disagree with you. The deck as a whole, maybe you're right, but we're seeing, even now that the precons have been out and affected prices slightly, we're still seeing decks that have like a lot of value in them, in the fact that they have a bunch of, not one or two, but a bunch of cards that are anywhere between $8 and almost $30.
And I'm not saying that there's not value there. I'm not
okay,
saying there's not value. The value is fine. The value is fine. It's just the deck, the actual cards that you're getting are cards that you probably already have. Like, if you're excited to play the dinosaur deck, good on you. Good on you. But you've already got 90 of the cards in it.
Yeah, okay.
It's only the 10 new ones are the big ones,
This
right?
is what I hear then. And I freaking hate this, because we're entrenched Magic players and we love Magic.
Yeah.
But if you want to play dinosaurs, this isn't how you do it. And I'll reform that a little bit. This dinosaur precon isn't for you.
No.
And I hate saying that, because it is for you, because you want to build a dinosaur deck.
Because I built this deck.
Now, what I would pose, or how I would kind of argue that, and I use argue in like I'm just presenting a different point. I'm not.
Of course,
I'm not
yeah.
fighting. I'm arguing
I get
that. I would ask, what would you want? What would you want instead? Because I'm willing to bet if you shuffled this up, the deck would work good.
Hell yeah,
Do
it
you
would.
just want other dinosaurs?
I would like something. Like, give me something from this set. I'm looking at one. Like, give me a soaring sandwing.
But not the 10 new ones they already gave you.
Yeah, like the 10 new ones are fine. They're cool. I dig that. But like, there's 40 other cards. Instead of giving me a ranging raptors or like, give me one of the new dinosaurs. Like, even an uncommon and common. You don't need to give me Galta Stampede Tyrant or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, give me something else, right? Like, give me something that's a little bit new. And yeah, there's some cards that are worth some money, and they're good in the dinosaur deck.
Yep.
Like Runic Armasaur, I think, is in there.
Yep,
There's a
it
Shifting Ceratops. It's good too. Like, you're getting solid value in good cards, but they're old.
There's 40 creatures in the dinosaur precon, just to stay on that.
Yeah.
10 of the cards in the entire deck are new, and I'm willing to bet like the Soul Ring and the Arcane Signet, the Lifecrafter's Bestiary, those are going to be in every freaking deck, right?
Yeah.
So those aren't where the new cards are. Most of the new cards are dinosaurs, and maybe instead of 10 new ones, they would give us 15 or 16.
What
of the new cards from the set proper.
Yeah, give you just a few, a smattering, a sprinkling. There's got to be a few just chaff ones in here that you could just throw in instead of another Zatalpa.
I was just gonna say, did you see that the Zatalpa's in there again?
Another Zatalpa, another Atali.
That's fantastic.
Right? Like,
Well, Zakama's in there.
and how old is Zakama?
Zakama's old,
Right?
But that's a
And-
chase one that somebody might buy the deck for, right?
And they just reprinted Zakama 2 sets ago.
Commander Masters, it got an Andy Warhol print, didn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
That
like,
was a cool one.
Which is super neat.
Yeah.
But again, like, it's not like it's a $40 reprint anymore.
No.
And it's not all about value. I'm not saying the value isn't there, because it is. Buying the decks is totally worth it, in my opinion. But I would have liked to see just a more updated deck. The fact, when I looked at that dinosaur deck, like, man, all these creatures are from a deck that I personally built 5 years ago. You could have done better, because there's different dinosaurs, there's different stuff, there's just more things you could have did, and you didn't. And it rubs me the wrong way a little bit.
I don't think it's that bad.
And again, like I said, I'm not talking people out of buying the decks. They're great. But I would have liked to see a more updated just list in general, maybe including some of the new cards from the set, just to make it feel new.
I feel that. Good reprint in Chroma's will there, hey?
Absolutely,
Ooh, baby.
yeah. Like, there's some
That's a good
cool
one.
ass shit in there, man. Like, there's some good ass cards.
Okay, I've got a couple cards in each color I want to talk about.
Okay, let's do it.
The first one in white is Get Lost.
Okay.
Get lost. And I don't know if you're telling somebody to get lost or if somebody is in the act of getting lost.
If it was get lost, it would have an exclamation point. So it is the act of getting lost. You are now lost.
White 1 instant, destroy target creature, enchantment, or planeswalker. Its controller gets 2 map tokens.
Is that a rare?
Probably. I can't tell.
Yeah,
I can't tell.
minor gripe about the set. This set symbol is hard to read rares and uncommons apart. Because there's so many lines in it.
Get lost is a rare.
Of course it is.
And is map tokens worth getting rid of somebody's best creature or enchantment?
Of course it is. Map tokens suck.
Probably it is. Map tokens suck. They are 1 tap, sacrifice, target creature you control explores, activate only as a sorcery.
And in order to explore, you look at the top card. If it's a land, you can show it off and put it into your hand. If it's not a land, you can either put it back or put it into your bin and put a +1/+1 counter on the exploring creature.
On the exploring creature.
Sure.
I guess you just put it on any creature with a map token, right? Because the creature isn't exploring, the map token is.
Target creature you control explores. You're giving the map to the creature and sending it off on an adventure.
Hey, that's kind of flavorful.
Yep,
and it
flavor is
frickin'
there.
gets lost.
Yeah.
See, now is that thing getting lost? Who's getting lost here? Oh, you know what? I hate this card. It doesn't make any sense.
Now here's what happens. The creature, let's say it's a Dockside Extortionist. Your Dockside Extortionist is getting ready to go off. He's going to find some gold, right? So he makes a map and he leaves it for all of his other pirate buddies so that they can take off and find him after he gets lost. And then they find the map and they explore. They never find him because he's dead because a dinosaur ate him or an Iron Paw aspirant hit him with his chainsaw sword.
Oh, yeah, those
Look at that
chainsaw
thing.
swords, hey?
Oh, man. That card's not very good, but he's just got a fucking chainsaw sword, man.
I know.
Oh, man. Do you have another white one, or is it just a removal spell?
Yeah, you know what? There was a few in each color, but I'm gonna stick it to get lost and move on. There is a bunch of white cards I'm interested in because they do like tokens or vampire stuff.
Sure.
For my Alenda deck.
Okay, I dig
So
that.
there's
I like
going to
that.
be a lot, and of course there is because vampires care about +1s in this set.
Yep.
And Alenda is from Ixalan, so these are going to fit right in thematically, mechanically, and in terms of their art. So
I like that.
that's a good review for vampire lovers in Orzhov that want to play Ixalan cards.
I agree.
There you go.
I think that's cool.
Do you got stuff in blue?
Do I have stuff in blue? What? Do you know who you're talking to? I do actually like a couple of things.
Sure.
I like the Enigma Jewel, which I think everybody kind of likes, even
Yes.
though it has fucking craft. But here's an opportunity to talk about...
for 9.
So it's an artifact for 1. Ooh. Enters the battlefield tapped. Ooh. Has tap, add colorless that you can only use to activate abilities.
Okay, this is okay. It's
So-
a 1-drop mana rock still.
It's a pretty neat card so far. Then it has craft with 4 or more non-lands with activated abilities plus 9. So what that means is you pay 9 mana and exile at least 4 other not land cards that have activated abilities from play or your bin.
Okay.
Then you exile this card, return it to play as Locus of Enlightenment. And Locus of Enlightenment has each activated ability of all the cards exiled with it. Each one can only be activated each turn. And whenever you activate an ability that isn't a mana ability, you copy it and choose new targets for the copy.
So it gets all the activated abilities of the stuff you exiled with it,
Yep.
and you copy them.
And you can copy the activated abilities of all your other stuff, which is why that's so cool.
Locus of Enlightenment.
I like that. I don't think you're ever going to really see it flip over, but I do like that. I like that
Man
card.
alive.
I think that's a cool card.
Probably goes infinite with stuff, and you just win if you
I'm
flip
sure
it, right?
does. I'm sure it does, but
Yeah.
that's not what I'm playing it
Yeah,
for.
yeah.
Ooh, also, I saw this on Twitter, so this one isn't from me, but I do have to say, Marauding Brinefang. I want you to put that on the screen, Joe. If you're not listening, remember Marauding Brinefang and look up the art and zoom in on it because you got this highly detailed, super duper water dinosaur that's wrecking ass. And if you look down on the bottom left-hand corner of the screen, you're going to see a little merfolk head sticking out of the water. And I need you to look at that merfolk's fucking face, because that merfolk is having the worst day of his GD life.
Oh, man.
And it's amazing. It is absolutely incredible.
Yes, he is.
I love that. Like, how did that get by quality control? Like, oh, man. It is so great.
Oh, man. Okay.
Did you notice Malcolm? I know that we didn't really talk about him on the...
There is a new Malcolm, yep.
And he's just as kind of low-key sweet as the other one was.
Yes.
We could have talked about him last week. He was a legendary creature, but we didn't. He's a 2/1 flash flyer for 2. Siren Pirate. Whenever he deals combat damage to a player, put a charge counter on it, draw a card, then discard a card. If there are 4 or more charge counters on it, you may cast the discarded card for free. That's pretty cool.
Yes.
That's a cool card.
Yeah. I'm trying to decide if I want to talk about Hurl into History, because it's a 5-mana counterspell, which is so crappy, but it's got Discover X, where X is the mana value of the spell you counter. This is neat. This is better than the 5-mana counterspell with Cascade, because you don't cascade into a 4-drop with this. You cascade into a counter your biggest thing in your deck. I'm going to cascade into something a little bit smaller.
Do you think it's... This is kind of getting into the weeds a little bit, but let's do it a little bit. Like,
let's do it.
Do you think on average you're going to counter the Ulamog with that? Or do you think more often than not you're going to counter something that costs 3? Because a lot of the really key stuff in a lot of strategies now are 3. You're not going to counter the Protean Hulk. You're going to counter the...
I didn't outline the other reason why this is good. Okay, first of all, you would hold it in your hand until late game.
Yep.
Because...
It costs 5.
It costs 5.
Yeah.
I'm not going to take turn 5 off when I could cast a 5 or a 6-drop with Cascade to hold this up to counter your 4, 5, or 6-drop.
Yes.
I'm going to have this late game and counter your big thing. The other thing about this is if you Cascade into this, because Cascade is a cast trigger, if I Cascade into this... I can counter the spell that I just casted.
Ooh.
That has to be a 6-drop or higher, right?
Yeah.
To cascade into this, I would have needed to cast a Cascade spell that costs 6 or more.
Right.
Cascade into this, counter the first spell, and then I still get to Cascade this time for 6 or 7 or 8, like I already was doing.
Well, that's neat.
So it kind of helps you, even though you just kind of take a Cascade off, but the upside is that you can actually counter your opponent's spell.
I dig that.
So this is kind of a weird one.
I like that.
I don't know if it's good or not.
I don't hate that. I
might try it. Shout out to all the vehicles. I'm just gonna shout out Subterranean Schooner. I don't know if it's good, but everybody knows in the nation that I'm building a dinosaur vehicle deck.
Yep.
And when this set launches, man, full ham.
Oh, Subterranean Schooner isn't too bad. It's a 3/4 for 2. And you explore whenever you crew it. That's pretty good, man.
That's actually pretty good.
And you'll notice that I don't think it says
when it attacks the creature that crewed it explores.
Yes.
Yeah. So it's got to attack. But 3/4 for 2 is going to punch on turn 3 or 4. And it's probably get in there.
And it's crew 1, and you could make your whole team bigger with this if you wanted to. You could crew it with 8 guys and attack, and then get 8 lands off the top of your library, or get all your guys bigger. Like,
okay. When
we're like, that's a cool card, man.
All the dinosaurs, everybody in the boat. I didn't think of that.
Right? Like,
I just thought, hey, fuck, I'll crew with a mana dork.
No,
crew with everybody.
Crew with all the mana dorks.
Oh man, that is freaking funny, man.
That's a good one, dude. I like that one lots.
Target creature. Oh no, target creature that crewed it.
Oh, that sucks.
Frick.
This is not a good
I
card.
hate everything.
Yeah, I take back everything good I said.
Oh man, I hate this set.
Yeah, this set is...
I'm gonna buy it and then just burn it in a fire.
No, they don't even burn properly.
Who's your favorite black card?
My favorite black card, is it, can I say the word?
Sure.
Bloodletter of Aclazots?
There you go. That's a good one. I remember that one.
Yeah, Bloodletter of Aclazots is a 2/4 flying vampire demon for black, 1. If an opponent would lose life during my turn, they lose twice that much life instead.
Yes, yeah, that's the new, doesn't cost as much as the old guy demon that did it. This is just a better version of that card.
And it's essentially, for black, a Furnace of Wrath. Really?
Yeah, it's the enchantment that does it, right? the double your life loss enchantment guy.
Yeah.
But there's also a demon that does it. This is a new version of that guy that costs 4.
And it's got a cool picture where the guy's got like a big mace with a bunch of spikes on it and they're on fire. And I'll bet you he can't fly just like the Balrog. Because the Balrog can't fly, I learned.
But this guy has flying.
But he doesn't fly in real life. He's just tall.
He kind of looks like the bat on the steeple on Meatloaf's Bat Out of Hell album cover.
Yes, are you going to paint him riding a motorcycle?
I have painted that for Gary Halfwit on his Zurzov. Very cool altar.
I've seen that, actually. I have
cool
seen
altar.
that. What's the one that everybody was so hard for? Was it Bringer of the Last Gift?
That sounds like somebody would be hard for that.
I know that there's one card in here that's just... People were so mad about it. They're not mad, like MADD, like they're excited about it. Black 6 for a 6/6. Comes into play if you cast it. Each player sacrifices all other players they control. Then each player returns all creature cards from their graveyard that weren't put in the graveyard this way to the battlefield.
Sure.
I think people were talking about that. It's Living Death.
That's Living Death. Yeah.
Yeah, on a dude.
Yeah, that's a good one. Man, I didn't write down my black card. Frick. I don't know which one it is that I liked.
I'll tell you something that I like in black.
Sure.
The goblins.
Oh, yeah, they're spooky.
The red goblins look kind of stupid, and they look like kind of like monkeys, the blue monkey guys.
Yes.
But the black goblins look like fucking goblins.
Yes.
They're little cavemen with their little loincloths, and they got spears that are bigger than them with spear tips that are made of like broken glass and dead bodies. They're ready to go. I like that. As seen on Deep Goblin Skull Taker, which is just a cool name. I like that.
Oh. Starving Revenant. This is a spirit horror. So horror relevant creature type now. This is a 4/4 for 4, black 2. When it enters the battlefield, surveil 2. So that's look at the top 2, put any number on the top or into your graveyard.
Okay.
Right? Then, for each card you put on the top of your library, you draw a card and lose 3 life. So this is like a 4/4 for 4, draw 2, lose 6. Fine. That's okay. Maybe you'd play that.
Sure.
Right? Also, Descend 8. When you draw a card, if there are 8 or more permanent cards in your graveyard, target opponent loses 1 life and you gain 1 life.
Well, that's pretty cool.
That's really good when you say stare into the abyss and draw half your deck, or ad nauseum for your whole deck.
Well, is that drawing? I don't think ad nauseum is drawing.
Ad nauseum I don't think is drawing now that I say that. Shit. Man.
They keep giving us and then taking away. They give to us and they take. They give and they take.
Ad nauseum isn't drawing.
Bunch of shit.
Peer into the Abyss was the card I meant. Target player draws cards equal to half the number of cards in their library, then loses half their life. Round up each time. So if I can peer into the Abyss and draw half my thing and make my opponent lose
half your thing worth of life.
40 life, let's say, if I got 80 cards in my library.
Sure.
That's just a funny, like...
And then your life doesn't even go down?
Yeah, exactly. Right? Then I just gain all my life back. That's just like a silly little combo that works with that guy. With a card that you're probably already playing if you're playing like the black card draw, lose life deck.
Right.
That's just a fun thing. And I like that, and I thought, Uncle Brando hates all those black 2 lose 2s.
Sure do.
But we did a whole deck on him one time.
Sure did.
This guy fits right into there.
That's neat. I'll give you that.
I like what little fan services, little trinkets like that. Like there's a guy in here that when he dies, you create a treasure token and explore or something. Scry 1 and explore, greedy freebooter, right? Might go in Lord of Tressorhorn just because he's sacrifice fodder.
Yeah, he dies and does a thing.
Yeah, exactly.
That's fun. Do we move on to red?
We do.
Do we move on to red to talk about? Is this the big card? Is this the one that everybody is just...
Bonehorde Dracusaur?
Is that the one everybody's hard for? The 5/5 flying first striker for 5. At the beginning of your upkeep, exile the top 2 cards of your library. You may play them this turn. So on your upkeep, draw 2 cards. If you exile to land this way, you get a 3/1 red dinosaur creature token. If you got a not land, you get a treasure token.
Bro, that card's pretty good.
Like that's stupid.
That card's good.
Is how good that is.
I'd probably play that in my dinosaur deck.
I'd probably play that in my dragon deck.
Is that our first dragon dinosaur?
I think so,
Aren't
yes.
Dragons, aren't dinosaurs just stupid dragons?
Yes.
Isn't that what they are?
Yep.
Oh, well. Don't tell that to this guy.
Dinosaurs are dragons that existed in real life.
I suppose.
They're probably where dinosaur or dragons got the thing from. But you're going to see that everywhere. That's going to be another, what is it, horde? The one from the Norse mythology set that attacks and make treasures. That one?
Yes.
It's just another one of those, essentially. Like
yeah. Treasure-making dragon.
Yep.
Put it in your treasure-making dragon decks.
Yes.
Put it in your dinosaur decks. Put it in your red decks that care about big creatures with flying.
Yep.
That card's good.
Card I bought.
Oh, you bought one?
Pre-ordered full art foil.
Uh-oh.
Brass, check this out. Brass's anal grinder. Yeah! I already got the dirty joke set up. So it's a legendary artifact for red and 2.
Tunnel kind of works as anus.
I know.
Okay.
That's why I said it. So whenever Anal Grinder enters the battlefield, you discard any number of cards, then draw that many cards plus 1.
I'm listening.
So I'm happy about that. At the beginning of your end step, if you descended this turn, put a boar counter on it. So if a permanent went from your play to your not play, you put a boar counter. Then if there are 3 or more boar counters, you flip it over. That's how you transform a card, okay? And it turns into a land that taps for a red, and whenever you cast a permanent spell using mana produced with it, this creature, the thing, we discover X, where X is the spell's mana value. So whenever you play something using it, you basically replace the card in your hand. That is cool. That is a cool card.
That's like you basically give whatever you cast Cascade.
Yeah.
That could also go to your hand.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good one.
That's awesome.
That's a good card. I might have to play that.
I like that.
I might have to play that in my Cascade deck.
And I get to say Brass's Anal Grinder or Ass's Anal Grinder, which is amazing.
I'm going to grind some tunnel.
Right? Dare say, can I speak about one more red card?
Sure.
Because I love red cards. Diamond Pickaxe.
I was just... You're going to pick some ass.
I'm going to pick some ass, baby. It's an equipment with indestructible for 1 red, equips for 2, and the equipped creature gets +1/+1 and has whenever this creature attacks, mind you, you make a treasure token. I like that card.
That just turns anybody into a damaging mana dork.
Yes.
And if you have fodder, like in my Lord of Tressorhorn deck, or like in Goblin decks, or token decks of any kind of variety, attacking decks...
Just make a treasure.
Just make a treasure and throw your guy away.
It's essentially like playing Rampant Growth every turn, except you get to attack. Essentially.
Yeah, sort of. You get to attack, and it's Rampant Growth that costs, I guess, 2 after the initial 1 mana investment of the card itself.
Yeah, and you don't have to do damage. You don't have to do anything.
I think that card's sneaky good.
That's a sneakily good card, and I'll bet you it's going to look really cool as a foil. The Diamond Pickaxe has all those
it's gonna look
facets
all
in it.
Diamondy.
Yeah, that's a neat one.
I like
that.
Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah. How about hit the mother load? Oh. Discover 10. That's all I'm concerned about. It's 7 mana, which is fine in my Cascade deck. Discover 10 to discover exile cards from the top of your library until you exile a non-land card with mana value 10 or less. So what does that mean, Brando? This guy cascades into Apex Daddy.
Yeah, he does.
So after this, you can cascade 4 more times. What the card actually does is if the discovered card's mana value is less than 10, which probably it will be, create a number of tapped treasure tokens equal to the difference. This is the only time on turn 7 where I'm okay with jamming or cascading into Sol Ring.
Yeah.
Because I'll just make frickin' 9 mana out of my 7 mana.
Just make treasure. Yeah, that's pretty good. I
That's
like that
cool.
one too.
Pretty cool.
What about Magmatic Galleon? We'll just hit another vehicle because I know that you're excited about
Oh,
these.
so excited.
5/5 for 5, cruise for 2.
This card's so good.
Enters the battlefield at 5's target creature an opponent controls. Whenever 1 or more creatures we opponent controls are dealt excess non-combat damage, get a treasure.
So if you chump... Oh, no, non-combat damage.
Yeah.
So in a burn deck, you're just going to make mana for playing stuff.
I'm going to play this in Teralf. I'm going to Earthquake for a bunch, kill all your dudes, make a bunch of treasure, Earthquake you again.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. And it's just a removal spell when it enters the battlefield.
Yes.
Just get something.
It's also 5. And it kind of replaces itself with a treasure right away.
Yes.
Probably.
Oh, probably it does, yeah.
That's a cool one. I like that. Do you like Scytheclaw Raptor? Last red card, I promise.
Sure.
Scytheclaw Raptor both comes in a really neat extended art frame and is a cool card. It's a 4/3 for 3. Whenever a player casts a spell, if it's not their turn, it 4s them.
I do.
Nice counterspell, dick.
I don't think that that's going to do as much damage as you think it is.
No, it won't, but I have one right now. I have a card in my deck that cares about those things that does 2, and this one does 4.
Oh, yeah, okay, this is distinctly better.
Strict upgrade. And it's a dinosaur, and it's a 4/3 instead of a fucking 1/1.
Yes, that's good. Okay, green is, like red and white and every other color has been, is my dinosaur color.
Right.
So, Pugnacious Hammerskull? Okay, this card is not very good, but it's a 6/6 for 3.
And it's a rare for that,
So
mind you.
it crews literally anything in this deck I'm building.
Yep.
And what it says is whenever Pugnacious? Sure. Hammerskull attacks while you don't control another dinosaur, you put a stun counter on it.
So it doesn't untap during your next the next time it would untap, it does not untap.
Correct. So that would be a downside. You get 6 damage and it doesn't untap. But I'm never going to attack with it because it's just going to jump in a boat or a looter scooter or a freaking clown car and it's just going to get you.
I dig. Are you playing Clown Car?
I don't own a clown car yet, but most likely clown car will be in the dinosaur in cars and trains and planes.
Man, I love Clown Car. I love that card.
Yes.
I will hit you with the card everybody knows I'm going to talk about. It's Poison Dart Frog.
Yes.
My new favorite mana dork. It's a 1/1 for 2 with reach because he jumps very high. You can tap him for 1 mana of any color, or you can tap 2 and it gets Death Touch until end of turn.
He doesn't jump. He uses his long tongue.
No, he jumps.
No, he uses his tongue.
Look at him. He's a jumper. He is very athletic.
He's a tonguer.
You will get people that will ask you to paint a little tracksuit on him because he is so athletic. Okay, he jumps.
Yeah, that card got a lot of attention because it is very cute. And the card is good because it's got reach and you can give it Death Touch.
Yeah, so late game it's not
good.
just I drew a mana dork, this sucks. Like that's a creature that can actually block shit late game and get
keep
the
you
job
alive.
done. Yeah.
I'll just jump him in front of your most giant dragon that doesn't have trample, and this little tiny frog just soaks up all the damage.
Just takes it all and owns you.
Yeah, absolutely accurate. Oh man. Okay, I think I remember this card. Twist and Turns. Is this good? If a creature you control would explore, instead scry 1, then it explores.
Okay.
So that's actually good because you can control if you get like something in your graveyard or if you get +1s on your guys.
Right.
When Twists and Turns enters the battlefield, creatures you control explore.
Sure.
Yes.
Creature.
Oh.
just one.
Oh.
Yeah, just one.
God damn, Ixalan. Okay, when a land enters the battlefield under your control, if you control 7 or more lands, transform this, and it transforms into Mycoid Maze, which taps for a green, or you can go green, 3, tap. Look at the top 4 cards of your library. You can reveal a creature card from among them, put it into your hand, put the rest onto the bottom. So it does the...
It flips over into shitty Growing Rights of Ixalan.
Yeah, it flips over into the front side of Growing Rights of Ixalan, which is actually good.
That's not a bad
Look
card.
at 4, get a creature.
Yeah.
Is good.
For 4 mana. That's okay. That's not the worst
And
thing
if
you
your
could be
deck
doing.
if your deck cares about exploring or +1/+1 counters in any way, I like that one.
It probably doesn't, but it could. If your deck cares about exploring, it's probably not a very good deck. Oh,
There you go.
Oh. What else do we got? Do we care about the one Planeswalker from the deck?
Nope.
We don't care about him?
Nope.
I don't either.
We care about contested game balls and careening mine carts and buried treasure and hunter's bow gun. And there's so many good artifacts in this set.
Let's talk about the one everybody's just jerking it to.
Sure.
In the Millennium Calendar.
This is very me card.
Whenever you untap 1 or more permanents during your untap step with that many time counters on the Millennium Calendar, you can tap 2 and this to double the number of counters on Millennium Calendar. When there are 1,000 or more counters on it, sacrifice it and each opponent loses 1,000 life.
The best part is it doesn't say those players lose the game. Nope, they lose 1,000 life.
Yeah, like they could survive that.
Get bent.
Right? Like,
Can you imagine surviving that? Oh man, I want to make it my I want to survive a Millennium Calendar.
I don't want to win with the Millennium Calendar. I want to make sure you don't by surviving it. I just want to take the damage and not die.
Oh, that's so fantastic.
And it's a meme because it says 1,000 on it.
Yes.
Everybody wants to do this. It's 1,000. Somebody did the math, and it's not actually that hard to
once
this.
you double, then double and double, like you're there.
Yeah, it does. I think it's 7 or something.
That's kid stuff. That's easy.
It's not hard to do. If you have an unwinding clock, you can do this in like 3 turns. Like this isn't hard. Right? Like
I was thinking, oh man, I could play token decks and I could, just kind of try and live for a few turns.
No.
Unwinding clock and Seedborn Muse.
Yeah, unwinding clock and a fucking Sol Ring. And you're there.
I'm in.
You could go land Sol Ring Millennium Calendar. And just
next turn
go.
land unwinding clock, say go, and just like win the game in a few turns.
Yeah.
Because you untap and then it gets counters.
Yeah, and everybody's,
that's freaking good.
So everybody's talking about the meme that is this card. And it's funny. Yes, it's a win condition, but it's not this revolutionary fucking thing. Like it's a shitty Helix Pinnacle.
Yeah.
Right? Like so, but if you're excited about it, more power to you, but flip.
I'm excited about Roaming Throne. A, because I want to paint a toilet on it. But B, it's a 4/4 for 4 with Ward 2. Enters the battlefield, choose a creature type. It is the creature type. If a triggered ability of another creature of the chosen type triggers, it triggers an additional time. So that is the 6 mana Doctor's Companion that we just got that does the same thing.
Yep.
This is a better version of that because it costs 4 and it has Ward 2.
And it doesn't only work for doctors.
Yes. So I could put this in my Orvar the All-Form deck and make his triggered ability trigger again to get 2 copies of anything that I target.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah, that's really good.
You know what I just realized?
Nope.
And my anger level has risen to like
Oh
to the
no.
point where I'm going to say something.
What is it?
No clone.
No, there is.
Is there a clone?
Yeah.
Did I miss the clone?
I don't remember what it is, but
okay. If you know what the clone is, put it in the thing to assuage my rage.
What about this? Swashbuckler's Whip.
What?
Equipped creature has 2 tap target artifact or creature and 8 tap discover 10. Man, you put a 10 on a card or an 1,000 on a card, I'm all in.
The people are going to play it.
Yeah, people are just going to play it. Remember the first time you saw Urza's Rage? It deals 10. What the hell? Whoa. 10. Can't be countered or prevented.
And then it wasn't even that good.
Yeah, now it's an uncommon.
Yeah. It's an uncommon that nobody plays.
I jammed that card in red burn decks a la 2001 or circa 2001.
Yep. And then you never played it again.
Yeah, never won Magic games.
That's right.
Any lands that you like? I like all the Discover lands. That's no surprise. The hidden Nursery, the hidden Cataract, the hidden Volcano, blah, 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 right?
I like Echoing Deeps.
Echoing Deeps.
Echoing Deeps comes
Give
into...
it a read.
Okay, so it comes into play untapped. It's a cave.
Yes.
And it taps for colorless. Or you can have it come into play tapped as a copy of any land in any graveyard.
Hey.
Except it's still a cave. I like that.
That's a land clone graveyard.
Yes.
There you go.
I like that. I think that's a cool one. And if you look at the whatchamacallit, the showcase version of it, it's really cool. Ooh. It's got like water and like this weird snake monster with some pillars and shit. Very cool.
Yeah, this pairs very well with Strip Mine and Wasteland. Oh, nice Gaia's Cradle. Be a shame if somebody strip mined it and then played an Echoing Deeps. Now I have a Gaia's Cradle. That's pretty good. That's a good combo right there.
Oh, yeah, I like that lots. That is cool. And I think the manlands aren't good, but I do like them, and it does complete the cycle that was started in Wilds of Eldraine.
Oh, there you go.
Where you had the Restless Cottage and all those.
Yeah.
Now
these are all restless. Yeah. I didn't know. I didn't remember that.
And again, if you look at the full art ones, they're beautiful pieces of art. I especially like the Restless Reef, where it's got like sharks and a boat.
Oh yeah, that's cool.
And like the big monster, that's so fucking cool, man. I like these lots. I might play them just because they look cool. If I get them, I might just play them because they're sweet.
Yeah. Okay. I know we talked about the showcases a lot, but I do really just want to spend one more second on the legendary creatures and how they're in like that circle kind of frame with just the line work behind them.
Yeah.
Those look really good. Kind of a mesh between modern comic book art and traditional Mesoamerican calligraphy or hieroglyphs. I'm not sure what those are, but they look very cool. And I like how they're a little bit washed out and not bright compared to the other ones that are very bright.
They've got a million colors and they're very motify, whereas these ones are very much subdued, kind of a dude standing in front of a cave painting.
Yes. And I want to emphasize or put the cherry on top with the Quintorius canned showcase art with the multicolored elephant art made out of like feathers or whatever he's made out of. That's where I want to end because I think that's one of the most beautiful fucking Magic cards that ever existed. That card is going to look so fantastic in foil.
Yeah, I hope I get one of those so I can have it. Honestly, I don't even care what it does. I don't care if it's good. I don't care if it's bad.
Discovered its Cascader. Woo!
It probably sucks. I just want that because it looks cool, man. And sometimes with this game, right, you can collect things that look cool.
Yes.
And I think that's fun.
Yep. If you want to collect this particular one, you can go to fusiongamingonline.com.
Yes, you can.
Use CCO Summer promo code to get 5% off this. Or you can spend over $100 if it's your first time and get 10% store credit kickback with CCO Perks promo code.
Which you can then use to save more money on more things, thereby extending the life of your money.
Oh, yes.
Even though we all hate money here when we play Magic, I mean, making it go further does help.
Yes. If you love beer and hate money and you want to spend some of your money that you no longer like to own, you can find the link to Pile of Bones Brewery in all of our show notes below. They're so gracious as to sponsor Sidewalk Slam this year. We got to shout them out. Second best thing out of Regina next to our good friend Keel.
Yes. And his cat Leo, who I also like.
Sure.
Yes. Thank you for being with us through our journey through the Hollow Earth. We didn't really talk about any Jurassic Park cards here on the show.
Balls them.
They're fine.
Are they dinosaurs?
Yes.
I'm going to consider them for my deck where they drive vehicles.
I will probably not play any of them.
Okay.
Problem solved. Even though they're very cool, I might want them. But the point is you can get them at fusiongamingonline.com. Thanks for them. Thanks to you for being here. And we're going to be back next week with a mono red Super Ixalan burn deck on the next episode of Commander Cookout Podcast. Hit our theme song!